Here I like to invite Sister Sabina Gerfloss.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. Good evening. Namaste. Om Shanti. Greetings of peace to all of you. Thank you, Guruji, and it's so nice to see many friends here this morning. And so far, we've heard such rich messages on resolving these conflicts of interreligious and intercultural that I'm just going to add a little bit more to what we've just heard. In my mind, the mere fact that we see differences is the reason for conflict. If we don't see differences, then there wouldn't be any conflict. Or rather, when we don't get stuck on differences, because as it is said, variety adds beauty to the whole. So there needs to be a variety, right? But it's when we get stuck on the differences and we begin to identify ourselves with the differences, that's when the conflict comes. So if we want to resolve conflict, we have to rise beyond the differences and start looking at similarities. I look at it this way. It is said that, and we believe this, right? That God created us in his own image. So what's God's image that he created us in? What is it that is causing the differences, and what are the similarities? Now, the differences that we get stuck in are things like culture, color, religion, nationality, language, position, societal position, educational status, right? Those are the differences. And what is similar? We are all God's creation. Only one thing, we're God's creation. That's it. Created in the image of the Supreme. So differences are external. And what is similar is internal, is deeper, is subtler, is more spiritual. And when we tap into our similarities, which is I reflect God's image, which is what? Love, truth, purity, compassion, love, wisdom, right? So that's God's image, and I am created in that. So I reflect that, not just me, but all of us. That's our similarity. That's what I have inside of me. So when we are having conflicts, it's because we are identifying with things that are outside of us. But the moment we put that on pause and we step back and we tap into what is true to who I am, then there's no difference. Then there's no conflict. Because now I am actually going to operate from that place of being aligned with my inner truth. And I'm seeing it as, because those differences are external, but they're also limited. They can change anytime. Anything can change anytime. They're external, they're not permanent. Who I am is permanent. Who I truly am is permanent. That can't change. That is stable. So when I ground myself there, I'm sitting on a very stable seat. And from there, I will now express. So even though the external differences are there, color, caste, creed, etc., it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't make a difference in the way I listen to someone, in the way I look at someone, in the thoughts I have about someone. My listening will be very clean. My heart will be open. My eyes wouldn't be colored with something else, some judgment. No. And so I was thinking, if, the UN talks a lot about transformation, but they don't really tell us, what transformation is. I know Sister Teresa brought this up. And so I would like to pick up a little bit more on that transformation. We need to transform on a deeper level. We need to shift this consciousness that we are having, transform it from an outward consciousness to an inward consciousness, to align with what is true to me and what is true to all of us, to align with what is similar in each and every one of us. And then from that place within, then I can act out. I see it, also that the very first conflict that actually happens is the internal conflict when I shift from who I truly am and I identify with something outside of me, who I am not. So when I have that conflict, I myself, I'm not stable. So then when we meet each other and we're all in that conflict, when we shifted from who we really are as beings of love, as beings of truth, as positive beings, spiritual beings, a reflection of our Creator, when we shift from that and we begin to identify with limited external things, we ourselves are in conflict. So what kind of decisions are we going to make? Right? Our decisions may not always be accurate. We may not always listen in the right way. And so I'm sharing this because it is something I am really working on with myself and in many, many areas. How much am I staying stable in my truth and listening to someone else? And really listening with that clear conscience. And also, I think Andrew also mentioned this, I think, about the listening, or maybe it was Teresa. But these are fundamental truths that are so much needed in our society today. And we as faith leaders, faith tradition leaders, or even humanitarian leaders, the more we ground these things in ourselves, bring about a deep shift, that transformation of inner consciousness, and educate the ones who are in our contact. Begin to teach them that when we live like this, when we think in this way, this is how things are going to change. Then I think we're going to make such an impact on the UN that those politicians wouldn't have a choice but turn around and say, who is that? Who are these people? Right? So we know the challenge there is there. And so the way that we're going to really make them listen, we're not there to make them listen to us, but they need to listen to us also. We have to do something. And that is take the same things that they're talking about, use it on ourselves, bring about a deep shift within ourselves, educate our people. And we change from that lower level up. Why wouldn't they turn and look at us and say, these are the people who are making it happen? Let us listen to them. Now, that's the challenge I'm giving myself and all of us. I also feel that There are times when it could be very challenging to bring about that shift because we're not living in a very supportive society or world. And so that's the time when we need God's love, God's power, as we say, the Shakti, right, to bring into our hearts. And together, God and I as his instrument, there isn't anything that we cannot do. We can accomplish it. And so I would like to close by inviting all of us, all of you, for a short meditation where we align ourselves with our inner truth, reach out to that Almighty One in whatever way you understand that God to be, and invite God's energy into your heart. So sitting comfortably, let's take a deep breath in to relax ourselves. Let it out, let the body relax. Let your breathing be deep and regular. And as we watch our breath in and out, let's bring our thoughts to this place of peace and quiet. And turn inward and connect with the light within. Whether you call that light the self, the soul, the Atma, the spirit, or consciousness, connect with that energy. And remind yourself, I am light. I am peace. God's creation. God reflects love. God is light. God is truth. I open my heart to receive the light of God. For I am his creation and I reflect the qualities of my Creator. Today I choose to express truth in all I do, as I stay aligned with my own inner truth. Let me look through clear eyes. Let me listen with open ears. And let me serve from my heart. Take a deep breath in and release. Thank you.